Last time, I talked about how shifting your focus from lack to blessing can have a big positive impact on your life. Focusing on what you do not have can be a bottomless pit of negativity that is not just harmful but is also unnecessary. Harmful because it can trap you in an endless loop of negativity, among other things. And unnecessary because we actually have a lot to be thankful for. And focusing on what we have instead of what we don't have is a far better use of your energy. That shift in focus from lack to blessing will do wonders for your mental health and well-being. That shift will also make you happier and more resilient, and will have a positive impact on the overall quality of your life. So it goes without saying that it is great to create such a shift in your focus and to nurture an attitude of gratitude. But how do you nurture such an attitude of gratitude and shift your focus? Well, that is what you will learn about in this talk. Keep listening to learn more. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Growth Philosophy Podcast, a bite-sized weekly podcast focused on empowering you to think better and upgrade your life. So let's talk about shifting your focus and adopting an attitude of gratitude. But before we begin, here is a pesky fact about life. And it's that it's easy to get stuck in narratives about what we lack in life. And it's easy to get stuck in a quagmire of negativity. Very easy. There is always so much going on, and we are constantly bombarded with all these messages about what we should have and what we need to make ourselves happy, to be successful, and so on. There is an endless cacophony of opinions about what we need to make our lives good, and about all the things we should buy and get, and so on. Drowned in such a sea of information, perceptions, and opinions, it is easy to fall into the habit of focusing on all the things that you do not have. But here's the thing. That's a delusional state of mind. It's a mirage created by our borrowed perceptions of how things should be and what we need or should have. It's a state of mind that we sort of soak in from our surroundings that can and does distract us from the reality. The reality that we are far more blessed than we can ever truly realize. It's easy to get distracted by thoughts of what you lack in life, and maybe even let that perception of lack become the primary focus in your life. It's easy to fall into that bottomless peak of lack and give in to sadness and frustration as a result. But the reality, though, is that we are already incredibly blessed and have more in our lives than most people. This is the factual reality, not just a subjective opinion. And you only need to contrast all the big and little ways you are more blessed than others to realize this. Being aware of the blessings in your life helps you operate from a positive space, which can ultimately make it easier for you to achieve your goals and aspirations, far easier than if you were to operate from a mind space of lack and need. Operating from a space of lack just fosters negativity and unhappiness. Let's face it, we perform better when we are happy as opposed to when we are unhappy, anxious, needy, and stressed. And guess what happens to your mind when your mind is predominantly focused on what you do not have versus what you do have? Focusing on your blessings is far better than focusing on your lacks, especially since you are far more blessed than many, many people all over the world. In many ways, you are more blessed than even the people in your immediate surrounding. And it is good to not take such blessings for granted. Because of all that and more, it's good to give yourself a reality check about your blessings, at least every now and then. It will help remind you of just how fortunate you are and of the good things you have in your life. Even though it's easy to focus on what you do not have, that mentality just manufactures unhappiness, discontentment, and all sorts of other negative emotions. So, rather than dwelling over what you do not have or what you are missing in your life, focusing on your blessings is a far better way to live. Much better than getting stuck on what you lack. There are lots of personal benefits to doing this. Reality check. A positive reality check on a regular basis. Lots of benefits. That even from a collective standpoint, this is a great practice because when you're reminded of just how blessed you are, it also helps you realize just how disadvantaged lots of other people are. This realization, in turn, can empower and motivate you to do more good and give more back. So this positive shift in focus can not only help improve your own life and benefit you personally, but can also potentially help improve the lives of others. At the very least, this practice can help make you a kinder and nicer person, and that alone can have a big positive impact on the people around you. Nurturing an attitude of gratitude is a great habit that helps not just you, but others too. So adopt this practice and make it something you do regularly. Make it a habit to remind yourself of the blessings in your life and create a positive shift in your own life and potentially even in the life of others. It is a great practice to adopt, to remind yourself of all the good things in your life, because the reality is that we actually have far more good things in our lives than we realize. As for practical ways, or rather a practical way to make this positive shift in focus, here is something you can do to make such a shift easy for yourself, and it's to have a gratitude journal. The concept is a simple one. Just write down about a few of the things you are grateful for every day. There is no reason why you have to do it only once a day though. You can actually do this several times a day. And the increased frequency will help you enjoy the benefits of this practice more, faster even. Keeping a gratitude journal several times a day might seem a bit overwhelming for some, so at the very least, try and do this at least once a day. Doing this every day can benefit your mental state and even your physical health. In fact, research after research has found that practicing gratitude regularly has a positive impact on our mental health, our happiness levels, as well as on our physical well-being. Consistent practice has even been shown to have lasting positive impacts on the brain. And that alone is pretty incredible, if you ask me. That's not all though. Based on a 2003 study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, practicing gratitude has also been shown to boost our immune system and even lessen aches and pains. This means that if you suffer from any sort of chronic pain, practicing gratitude can help you, and it can also be useful for keeping illnesses at bay. Clearly, practicing gratitude is good for you. This one simple practice can help you become a happier and more well-adjusted person, can help you tackle things like anxiety and stress better, can help you override negative thoughts and become more positive, and can even empower you to do more good and give more back. There are just many reasons, why practicing gratitude is good for you. As such, even though it is easy to dwell on what you're lacking, it is far better to focus on all the ways you are blessed. That doesn't mean, though, that you should not have aspirations or wants. Wanting good things in life is perfectly okay. What it does mean is that it is better to be grounded in gratitude than it is to be focused on lack. You absolutely can have a wish list and desire things without being drawn into a negative loop of lack. Wanting things is not the problem. Getting sucked into a perspective of lack is. So have a wish list of things you want and aspire to get them, by all means. But do not let yourself be sucked into the false reality of not having enough. Always be grounded in the fact that you are incredibly blessed, and give yourself that reality check from time to time to remind yourself of just how lucky and blessed you are. Because you are incredibly lucky and blessed. Also, since there are so many benefits of practicing gratitude and nurturing an attitude of gratitude, doing it should be a no-brainer. Here is the bottom line. Operating from a space of gratitude makes your life easier. You become happier, less anxious, and that frame of mind also makes it easier for you to do what you need to do to achieve the things you want to achieve. So it is good to remind yourself regularly of how incredibly blessed you are. On that note, here is something you can do right now to start. Make a list of just 5 things that you're grateful for right now. And make this a regular practice. That's probably the easiest way you can make the practice of gratitude a regular part of your life. Just list 5 things you're grateful for every day. Shift your focus from lack to blessings, because the reality is that you are incredibly blessed. Do it for yourself, since focusing on the good things in your life makes you happier and healthier. But also do it for the people you care about. And also because adopting an attitude of gratitude makes the world a better place. So it's good for you, and it is good for the people you care about. And on top of everything else, it's good for the world. This practice, this shift in focus, this positive reality check is not just good for you individually, but is also good for humanity collectively. So appreciate your blessings and adopt an attitude of gratitude.